Hello, it's Romania Black, and you thought we were done with TBHX? Oh, no. We have so much to go over in this video. It's a little bit daunting. I have lots that I want to get through. I have quite a bit I want to get through, and it is going to be a daunting task, but we are going over so much in this video, so there will be timestamps below, but thank you all if you've been joining me on my quest to react to and discuss To Be Hero X. It has been a journey. I have been so thankful for my moderator, BeHappy, who has been going through week to week to make sure I wasn't spoiled. The best experience because of no spoilers. It was so much fun to see all the surprises, all of the different things, but you all, over the course of the series, have been constantly asking me, are you going to watch the PVs? Are you going to look at character songs? There's a lot of supplemental information. Did you know they have flowers associated to them? And then there's been like character tier rankings, which arc is your favorite? There's been so many questions. So this video is hopefully going to answer all of your questions. Yes, I'm going to be reacting to the PVs. Yes, I'm going to be reacting to the character songs. Yes, we're going to find out what their favorite flower or symbolic flower attached to them are. Yes, I'm going to rank all of the arcs. Yes, I'm going to do character ranking. I'm spitting everywhere. There is going to be so much in this video. The timestamps will hopefully help you to jump around to what parts you really are dying to see, or you can watch all of it and see me gush about To Be Hero X as we put this series. I don't like to say end a series because I'm pretty hopeful they're going to make a season 2 because they need to. Like, they set it all up, right? So I don't like to say end a series. I just say we're going on hiatus. We're going to take To Be Hero X after this week, and we're going to put it out here to the side. I am getting into another Lee Howlin series, Link Click, about the same time, so hopefully you check that out if you haven't already on the channel. I've got lots of reactions to that series, which is another crazy ball of insanity. But yeah, so we're just going to be finishing out talking about To Be Hero X. Now, there is one video I do kind of want to make later this fall. I'm not going to tell you when it's coming out. Subscribe to the channel or subscribe to my Patreon, and you will definitely see it when it happens. But I want to do a video about the timeline and to try to like sort that all out for myself, mainly so that I will have an archived timeline to look back on right before watching season 2. So that's kind of my hope. So I want to do it proper, and I want to do it with all the information available. So that's going to be my research project for this fall, is to make a timeline video, put it out here so that you all will have a resource as well. I'm going to try to be as accurate as possible with it. So that's going to come out sometime this fall, so make sure that you're subscribed to the channel, and if you are on my Patreon, you will definitely see it pop up in your inbox. But yeah, so how are we organizing all of this? Well, as I cough up everything, I'm like at the anime death rattle, I wanted to start out with the stuff that I am most excited about, which are the character tier rankings and the arc rankings. Those are the things I'm most excited about just to do. I don't want to save them to the end, because by the end I feel I'm going to be like... So we're first going to go over the comments that you all left for episode 24 on Patreon and episode 23 on YouTube. We're going to go over those, address those. If there are any extra comments by the time I get to the timeline video, I'll do those at the end of the timeline video when I get to it. But I want to address those first. So we're going to do comments, and then we're going to do a character tier ranking. Then we're going to do an arc ranking. I've got an article to help me sort that out. Then I'm going to do Po-Tater has been super gracious and a big avid To Be Hero X fan. They have gotten all of this extra supplemental information for me to react to, so I'm going to be reacting to that. I've not looked at it yet. I just know they mentioned in the Discord they had like the characters had their own flowers and stuff, and I was like, well, that's cool. And they're like, don't worry, I got you covered. And I'm like, sat. So we're going to be looking at that. And then finally, Po-Tater also, I know that with Small Screen Computer also had organized this as well. I think they're the same thing. A playlist of all of the PVs, of lots of supplemental videos. There's like a 33-minute character song video that I'm like, y'all want me to react to character songs. I feel like I'm the least musical person possible with the least knowledge about music, but y'all are like, react to these songs. And I was like, okay. So we're going to be doing that as well. So it's a big video. This is going to be a long video. I hope you're strapped in. I hope you have a long commute. I hope you have dishes to do. I hope you have homework to work on while you're listening to this. Something to help buy the time as I talk about all this with you all. Or maybe you're just watching because you want to hear this crazy English teacher ramble about To Be Hero X. So, with that being said, I'm already sweating. It's going to be 100 degrees outside today. It's going to get crazy. So, we need to just dive into this series and talk about the comments, I guess, first of all, because that's going to be a thing. So I had a couple comments from episode 23 that I want to talk with you all about. Joe Vidial for episode 23 says, I haven't seen the whole reaction yet, but have you noticed that Lin Ling is the only hero not in the OP, which they're referring to the OG OP, not the updated OP. I had not realized that, but I went back and watched the OP, and yeah, he's not in that one. I don't know if they did that because the first OP was shown back before we knew about the commoner. So I don't know if they just did that with the assumption we would connect Lin Ling to Nice. I don't know. So, but that is something that is interesting. Amply, 4699 for episode 23 says, interesting you pointed out the Focus News sounds like the Spotlight organization because I'm pretty sure they're under DOS as well. Mickey's like Mickey! Oh my God! I was going to say, there in the US, there are lots of corporations that are like fed into one another. It's basically a monopoly. We can't legally call it a monopoly, but it's getting to be a monopoly. And I was like, oh, so Mickey, like Mickey Mouse, like Disney, so having Focus News and Spotlight Organization be under DOS, it sounds kind of like monopoly. Allegedly. Just saying. Possibly. Probably no connections to that whatsoever. But that is fascinating to know. Mickey with his sticky hands. For reasons! I had to get one in. Had to. So, John Smith, HN2VU for episode 23 says, as a residential ESOL ARC stan, I am contractually obligated, I love when people are contractually obligated, to say that I am 99% certain that Jinya's dad is the guy in episode 6 who is talking to Rock about how old ESOL became a hero through struggle. They even have the same hairstyle, hair color, glasses, and the pink tie. Probably them. The scene is right after Yang Chong beats the allegations of ESOL's manager. Interesting. The fact that old ESOL's defender is a, quote, special representative of the Hero Commission tells us that ESOL was indeed deeply entrenched into hero society from the beginning. And in this turn raises the question, did ESOL become a hero after the downfall incident, presumably 0 AC, or because of it? His debut is listed as 2 AC since he's a 34-year veteran by 36 AC, but the fact he was associated with a special representative of the commission and the same rep says he had to win fight after fight to become a hero. He was active before his debut. Thus, ESOL seems to have risen to prominence and restored faith in heroism as an institution after downfall, which in turn begs the question, if the commission existed before heroes needed one, what was it doing between 0 and 2 AC? That is such a great question. Oh, I am loving this. Yes, please. I'm going to keep this little nugget around for the timeline. But yeah, that's a great question. I honestly have said this, but with both Smile and the OG ESOL, I honestly would love if Li Haolin in season 2, like what they did this season by having different arcs for different characters and showing their backstories was really cool. I would like it if season 2 was plot focused, where we have X and the other heroes doing various things with the plot, but then we have maybe an episode or half an episode that goes back to the origins of the heroes that have passed. So like if we have something that's like new ESOL Yang Chong centered, going back in the past and seeing stuff with old ESOL would be really cool. If we have stuff with X, going back to Smile would be really cool, or Zombie Nice or whatever. I think that could be really interesting. So I want to know more about old ESOL, basically, and I would watch a whole series about his up and coming. He could be a protagonist in himself. Legit. So that's awesome. Madalam, for episode 23, had some extra info from different files that Po-Tater had not included in the extras, so the mod said this was okay. They said both Vortex and Phobia Clone died in the plane crash, but Shang Day, which is Mr. Shang, secretly took Phobia Clone's corpse for research and began creating monsters. Are we surprised? We are not surprised. Shang Day's experiments often produced defective monsters, which he had Nice clean up. This increased Nice's popularity and his workload, which we've seen throughout the season as well, so that connects to that. After years of research, Mr. Shang created a man dressed in black who combined fear value and Phobia Clone's splitting ability to be the grunt of the Tree Man organization, who would secretly deal with their incidents. He can continuously split up in battle, which can completely overwhelm an enemy unless they're all taken out at once, which X ended up doing. So yeah, That's interesting. Yeah, again, Phobia Clone is one I would like to see as well. Some people in the comments noted that the three-way fight between Vortex, Shang, and Phobia Clone was all about the X ranking. I would love to go back and see more of that. There were just little tiny nitpicks and not nitpicks, but little pieces of the original season that didn't get explanation that I'm like, I want to see more of that. So yeah, interesting indeed. I'm going to keep a lot of these for the timeline, so we're just gonna leave that. Jav Gamer, okay, look, Jav Gamer said this in the Discord after episode 24 came out, and I thought this was very funny. They said, it's funny and sad that the commission has been worried about X becoming another Zero, when in reality, he just wanted to retire. It wasn't until Smile was killed that he now seemingly wants to go on this warpath and change the system on a fundamental level. But what got me was their next line saying, nice cola, which was a screenshot shown in the background of X in episode 24, implies wrecked Pepsi. I was like, ah! It basically, yes, nice cola implies wrecked Pepsi, and I'm 1,000 times here for it. Yes, please. Alex, okay, so there was a lot of stuff. This is going to lead us into the whole issue of the polling, so I'm going to save that comment for the very end. But we have here, Blue Buddy asked, which hero would you give your trust or vote to? If I knew, I don't know. From an outside perspective as a viewer of this show, none of them, because that's the point. That's the problem. But if I was living in universe and was blissfully unaware of everything going on behind the scenes, I would probably still be creeped out by the notion of these heroes getting powers based on our trust value. It would probably freak me out a little bit, but I probably would, since I'd be blissfully unaware of all the hazards and things going on, who would I give my trust to? Probably Queen. Honestly, probably Queen. Although, she looks really cool from the outside perspective since I know her personality from the show. I might think she could possibly become, someone to control the world, so maybe I'd be a little bit wary of her. Probably then Little Johnny. If, in universe, I'd want to say Queen, but in reality, it'd probably be Little and Big Johnny. Probably, because they, seem really trustworthy. And since they have made Little Johnny and Big Johnny kind of mascots where they don't seem as dangerous, I'd probably do that. Probably Big Johnny, Little Johnny, but I'd probably want to do Queen, but I would be wary in universe. And then we also had No Cover, who said, it's a great finale. I love the moment connecting all the heroes together and then being manipulated by fate to come together and inevitably create another Zero. There's a fan theory that Fate, being referenced by X, is the name of the woman in black, and she's pulling some of the strings, which I love so much, and most people just call her Fate. I don't know. I think that's a really cool theory. The only thing that makes me go on that is because there's the X card that transitions into the O card, and she seems to be the O. So her being called O, but then not Fate. Now, if she's called the Oracle, I like Oracle, and maybe him saying defying fate is defying the Oracle because that's tied to envisioning fate. That would be a cool connection there. But I see the vision. I see it. They also pointed out that in episode 12, we do get at the 10-minute, 26-second mark a bit of information on the woman in black and the guy that looks like Jubilee from X-Men. So I went back and I remember pausing that in the discussion and noting oh, there's the woman who I thought she was Queen, but then I was like, maybe she's Lady O. And she has you don't see her name, of course. It just says she has multiple abilities. But if you look beside her, there's a guy that looks like Jubilee with the goggles that says he can create things. And I'm like, we see in the end ED where he's making the nuts and bolts and everything. His name is Nine. Y'all, his name is Nine. And you may be asking, why does that matter? Y'all, what is the Roman numeral for X stand for? 10, mother truckers, 9 and 10. And I'm like, I was like, 9 and 10, that thing, they go to the shipping. Smile may be dead, but X's capability to be shipped with another man is not. So yeah, my official ship right now is 9 and 10, 9 and X. That's my ship. The 9 guy is probably going to die and it's going to be horribly tragic, but I don't care. I want 9 and 10. I need 9 and X. I am 1,000 times here for it. Oh my God. Absolutely love all of these things. Yes, please. So we're going to talk about that when we get to the character tier rankings. But anyway, So then Po-Tater, alongside Alexander Q, Unikimmy 8, and Blue Buddy, and several others, were talking about this ranking system. So I'm going to start out with Alexander Q's comment and go from there, which says, something that I had been dying to share with you is how when this show was airing, there were polls up in the show's official website. You could vote on who your favorite hero was, and the votes actually affected the positions of the characters in the tournament in the last episode. It was so funny, though, to see how wildly some numbers had changed week to week, while we were still discovering more and more of the story, especially with Nice, who started out pretty popular, suffered a huge dip in popularity when the Ruins incident dropped, and then immediately picked back up again when we saw how horribly Mr. Shang treated him. Through it all, though, X remained at the top, even when we hadn't gotten more than the PV and trailers of him. And I'm like, yes, of course. X is one of my favorites. So, yes. And then Unikimmy said, Billy had made a poll that would have an impact for the season 2 ranking. We're going to get more into that. The Po-Tater has got you covered on that info. Fans had to buy merch and do stuff to get trust values for the voting. That is some meta merchandising and branding that is kind of insanely good. I did a little bit of marketing in college and I was like, oh, that's actually genius. Like, to have the buying the merchandise increasing the trust value, on brand. I'm kind of here for it. It's clever. And then Po-Tater had this whole thing that we need to talk about. So they said, this is to explain the rankings you see at the end of episode 24. We love a person that gives credit. So they said, at Lateral Panda on Reddit was explaining how it worked to another user. So I'm quoting them for some of it. Quote, the first list is the in-universe ranking. In the world of the show as the beginning of the tournament, end quote, once Lin Ling reaches the top 10. This is what was shown on the official website and was referenced in promotional material. So we had X, then Queen, then Dragon Boy, then Ghostblade, the Johnnies. I love that they're the Johnnies. Loli, Lucky Cyan, Ahu, Isol, and Nice, aka Lin Ling. So yeah, that's what it was. We really didn't know anything about Lin Ling prior to the season airing, so they really bamboozled us. Lin Ling as the commoner was added to the poll and website after episode 4, which aired April 25th, 2025. So then, quote, the list shown at the end of episode 24 is showcasing the final rankings of the Bilibili website's first round of fan voting. The round of voting ended around March 2025 and seems to have affected the end of the series, seeing as Isol doesn't seem to be a participant in the tournament. So it goes X, Queen, Lucky Cyan, Ghostblade, Nice, Ahu, Dragon Boy, the Johnnies, Loli, and Isol. The second round ended October 31st, 2025, and will seemingly dictate how something plays out in season 2. To what extent, we don't know. We also didn't know how the first round would play out story-wise, but the fan rankings explain why we received so much information on the characters, the PVs, bios, etc. beforehand. So that's kind of insane. The idea that you are potentially like affecting season 2 based on the rankings of the people watching is such a meta thing to do. It's very risky because, like, if you already had things in mind in the story and then that person who had things in mind in the story wasn't popular, are you going to change it or are you going to keep it the same? I've noticed that, like, there's been a discussion with fan fiction, and I took authorship classes in grad school, and there was this big discussion about authorship and fan fiction because we brought it up in class one day. Because if you go to a website, like at the time when I was in school, it was fanfiction.net, back in the stone age of the internet, but it's like AO3 now. And so people were talking about, like, when you're writing fan fiction and you're doing it chapter by chapter, do you let the comments that people put down for your characters and your plot affect the way your story goes? Because that can drastically dictate, like, your writing. And having read a lot of Chinese Donmai and watched Donghua and seen that a lot of these Chinese writers will publish on sites and then read their readers' comments and kind of tweak the story based on that, I'm like, that's fascinating. Because it's like, there's the whole Death of the Author series, and then it's like, does your work really stay truly your own? Or as you are writing and you're incorporating reader feedback, does it also kind of simultaneously become synergized with them? It's a cool concept. I mean, I am kind of torn about it because on the one hand, I think it's really meta and interesting to involve your audience into the feedback. But on the other hand, I'm like, does it take away from your vision if you alter your series based on fan feedback? Curious. Very curious indeed. But that's so interesting to know. Cool. But yeah, so that's that. I'm super excited to see what happens with all of this in season 2. But now that we've talked about the comments, and I've already talked for 20 minutes, dear God, this video will be long. We need to get into the character tier and arc ranking. Okay, so I went, of course, to the ever useful tiermaker.com, and I created my own tier. I tried to find one that had as many characters as possible. So here in 3, 2, 1, you will see that I have labeled these tiers, and we're going to sort through them. So the red tier at the top is the God tier. This is the S tier. These are the characters that I'm like ride or die for, that I'm like, y'all are top tier amazing characters. We're doing this a little bit differently than most character tiers because usually it's like best, good, not good, dumpster. So we're doing this a little bit differently. The God tier is like the creme de la creme, the creme of the top, where they're like mwah, like perfection. A+ heroes, there's probably gonna be a lot in this one. The A+ heroes are the ones that I'm like, yes, y'all are amazing, doing great. I'm doing the Lady Gaga gift, amazing, wonderful, brilliant for. Y'all are doing a great job, swimmingly. Then I also feel there's gonna be a lot in this tier, which is the basically deserved better. These heroes deserved better. They were shafted. They were given the shaft. They were treated so poorly. I wanted more with these characters. I needed more. I loved them and I needed more of them, basically. C is can't complain. This is the tier for, do I remember this hero or character? Probably not. Or I'm just like meh about that I don't really care about. And then dumpster fire material. Put them in the garbage. Put them in the trash. Let them go. Bye-bye. And then just be like, dumpster fire material. I'm like, So that's what we're getting into. And there's probably going to be some heroes that I'm like, I wish I could put them in a entirely different category, but this is what we have. So the only 2 that are not listed on here, to my knowledge, are, we don't know her. We don't know her at all, so we can't really place her in a tier yet. Although she has such a cool aesthetic, I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to want to put her in dumpster fire or like God tier. That's kind of where I'm at with her. And then 9, who I'm already obsessed with, and I don't even know anything about him except what we saw in the ED. I'm probably going to end up putting him in basically deserve better. I just have a feeling, but we'll see. We'll see in season 2 where that goes. So let's get into this. As you can see, we've got a lot to go through, including some that got like barely any screen time, but I have thoughts about them. So where should we start? Where should we start in all of this? I'm going to talk about some that we can't complain about. The girl that was the wolf girl, where'd she be? She's going to go and can't complain. We didn't see a lot with her character, so I don't know if she basically deserved better, but we didn't get a lot with her, and I can't complain about her character. She was tied to Firm Man way back at the beginning. I feel like she could have had more storyline, but I can't complain about her character at all. She's just there. Also, can we talk about basically deserve better? Dong hair? This guy who was slaughtered in the ruins incident for no reason? He deserves so much better. This guy, he was a real one. He had to deal with the fact that Lo, Lee, and No-No were right in front of them having an affair, and he was like, well, I guess I am not getting with either of these women. So he had to deal with all that. He had to deal with not having superpowers. He had to deal with basically going along with this group and being a red shirt. Like, this guy deserves so much better. Like, he was a real one. He was a trooper, and they did him so dirty. I was like, damn, I'm so sad. I'm so sad about it. So they've kind of organized these similar to arcs. So I'm trying to think, maybe we should start with the first arc now that those 2 I had a very strong reaction to. So I'm like, let's get them out of the way. But let's go with, let's start from, do we go backwards and forwards? There's so many characters. It's like, where do we even start at? I guess if we're going to get through Can't Complain, let's get through the Can't Complain tier and go from there. So if there's somebody I really cannot complain too much about, it's like this guy with the tie and the hair and the glasses. I can't complain about him. He was there during the I'm pretty sure he was there during the Isol arc. I don't have much to complain about him. Jinya's mom, I don't got much to complain about her. She's fine. She was a good mom. She's good. We can be okay with her. She's pretty good. Who else could we not complain about? The lady that was in the Lucky Cyan arc that got her into the commission. There's not a lot with her character. She works for Mickey. Can't complain about her. She's just doing her job. She's just getting her 401k. She's just doing the best that she can. We're not going to complain about her. Or Jinya's grandma. She's a great woman. She does fine. Nothing wrong with her. We can't complain about her character whatsoever. She's great. We're going to have a lot in the deserved better. I can already tell. I'm like going through this list and I'm like, oh no, they deserved better. So we're going to save them for that. Or dumpster fire. Like so many dumpster fire. Just chuck them all in a ditch. That's what we're going to be at. But yeah, they can't complain. The kids that were friends with little Johnny, I guess it's these three, I'm pretty sure. I can't complain about any of them. They were his friends. They all seemed pretty chill, legit. Can't complain about them. Totally fine. They're there. It's great. We're gonna put Lin Ling's boss in the dumpster fire material. What a douche. What a douche lord. Now he's kind of like, I'm kind of on the edge with him because I would like to say I can't complain about him because there's so many worse people than him in the dumpster fire material, but he's still dumpster fire material because he was like really mean to Lin Ling for no reason. And then he became a villain for no reason, but for his own selfish desires. So it's like, nah, dumpster fire with him right now. That's where we're going to go. Okay. So let's get back up here. Are there any others we cannot complain about right now? There's going to be a lot in the deserved better. Okay, so, as far as A+ heroes, Ahu, put him in A+. Love this guy. Love him to pieces. And you know who else is going to go with him? They're not technically a hero. They don't technically have superpowers, but I'm sorry, Jinya's going up there too. She's going to be at the bottom of it, but that girl's basically a hero. Not all heroes wear capes. She was basically a hero. Not in like the having superpowers sense, but she like stood up. This girl's like 10 years old and stood up for the gentrification of her entire district to a giant corporation. Like, girl, be careful. Liu Jin is going to try to recruit you for his journalism organization when you're like 18. So watch it, girl. But like, she's amazing. I'm so glad she lived. So many people were commenting about how she was supposed to die in the original script. And I'm like, thank God, because I'm glad, one, somebody lived. And two, she's such a great representative of like a common person like Lin Ling going out there and doing all of the things to help people and just being the kindest soul. Like, she's a hero. I love her. She's great. I think that she's... I'm going to say for Firm Man, I can't complain about him. We're going to put him up here with Wolf Girl. He got out. I can't complain about him. He got out of there. He was like, peace up, A-Town down, and like just vamooshed before anything can happen. Like, he got out while the going was good. We cannot complain about him. He just can't complain about him at all. Also, there was this guy that faced Boa. I don't think he's dumpster fire material because he was just facing her in matches and stuff. I don't think he's dumpster fire material, but he's not really, he's just So I'm going to put him in can't complain. I can't complain about him. He's just, it is what it is. Whatevs. Now I am going to complain about the two guys that were working for Rock that were trying to, they tried to kidnap our poor boy Pomelo. Gonna put them in dumpster fire material. They ended up not amounting to much, but they were trying to kidnap a child and causing lots of ruckus. So they're towards the bottom alongside with Lin Ling's boss. They're not good people. Don't like them. I can complain about them, so they're gonna go at the bottom of the pile there. Characters that deserved better. Shang's wife for dying. She didn't deserve that terminal illness. She deserved better. She deserved much better. I'm also going to put Shang in there because our dude, like all Little Johnny's parents, they were such great parents. They did such a good job of not sheltering Little Johnny in the world of heroes, but also not like letting the commission in the world of heroes try to affect him. Didn't work. They ended up becoming part of the commission anyway, but they tried, and they were good parents, and they were good people, and they deserve better. Like, I felt so sad for them. And Mrs. Shang, you are lucky because your husband can get it. He can get it. Oh, damn. Shang was just like, mwah, perfection. So, yeah, they deserve better. They deserve much better in the series. With that being said, I'm going to put Little Johnny and Big Johnny up in the A+ heroes. They're both great. I don't want to separate I saw some character tiers as I was looking for this one that had separated Big Johnny and Little Johnny. I can't do that. They're a set. They come together. They're like a salt and pepper shaker. You can't just have one without the other. They go together, and they are also like, we're gonna put Jinya below them, but to rank these here, I do think, yeah, pretty far. I got these all ranked in order of how I feel about them so far. But yeah, I feel like Little Johnny, Big Johnny, A+ heroes. I love their characters so much. They're some of my favorites. So I guess I'm going to have like the A+ heroes. I'm going to rank them in my favorite category. We'll get there at the end. But yeah. Also deserve better. Let's get into freaking No-No. No-No deserved better. Put her up there. Put her up there. She's up there with him. I put her above Shang's parents because she didn't know that she was gonna get like into a coma. Like that girl, I felt so bad for her. I'm glad she didn't die, but also it's almost worse in a way because like, is she ever gonna come out of the coma? What if she does? What do we do then? What about like, I felt bad. I felt that I felt so bad for No-No and she being the casualty. We'll also put the professor up there as well. Like, he deserved better too. I felt so sad for him dying. Both of them getting involved in the incident, kind of knowing the dangers involved, but then the fact that they witnessed Nice's turning and then the Shadow organization showing up or the Shadow guys, it was really sad. I felt bad for them. We've talked about it in the discussions, but they deserved better. There's going to be so many in this category. Moon also gets up there. Our girl Moon. Like, our freaking girl Moon. She deserved better. She was basically forced to become a hero. And was forced to date Nice against her will. And then when the girl finally got the chance to escape, she was like, oh, I made a mistake and regretted my decision. Probably should have thunk this one through. And then she gets back with Lin Ling and then gets shot and killed. That's... Deserve better. Moon was right up there. Absolutely. Let's get into this. A+ heroes, Queen, gonna put her up there. I'm gonna put her up there in between Ahu and Little Johnny. Love Queen. Love her. We're gonna talk about the arcs with her character. I feel as if they are saving a lot of her for season 2. Just from the OP where a lot of you have pointed out that Rock was looking at the card of her. It was her in the card. I feel like that's previewing that Rock is going to try to get her involved in things, which here's the deal. So far in all of this, you have Mr. Shang and Rock and Mighty Glory and Treeman having this beef between one another, and DOS has kind of stayed out of the beef. If Rock gets involved with Queen and brings Mickey into all this, and Mickey's had some partnerships with Mr. Shang, it's going to go all out. It's going to get crazy. And now Little Johnny and them are like going from FOMO to this, and FOMO's going to get involved. It's going to get messy. It could get messy in season 2, and I'm kind of all here for it. I want the tea spilled. But yeah, Queen, she's great. She's amazing. Let's see. Let's do the Lucky Cyan arc. Let's get into them. I'm we're talking about the arcs. I'm laughing because I'm thinking of where I'm putting some people. Dumpster fire material. Oh, the Dean for sure. And that lady, I'm going to put her like, past below him, but both these characters, they're dumpster fire. Like they were not doing any favors to Cyan or Calamity or anything. Like they were just garbage people. And they were just being very selfish and turning like something nonprofit into a corrupt organization. I kind of appreciate now looking back that in the Lucky Cyan arc, we saw like a mini version of what we end up finding out about all of the associations and agencies, that they're all corrupt. And this was kind of like our little introduction of it by taking something with good intentions like the orphanage and how the temptation of power that Cyan brought to the orphanage corrupted it from within. And that was a really good metaphor for the rest of the agencies with the heroes in general. So I give it props for having that. I give it props for introducing that concept. I'm like, okay, cool. Glad for that. So I'm going to give it props for introducing those concepts. But yeah, they're dumpster fire. Absolutely. Calamity deserved better. Calamity deserved better. He's towards the bottom, but he deserved better. I was really thinking at the time that he was introduced that his character would become a villain, that he would show up in the rest of the series. No. What is he doing now? We don't know. But I really thought he deserved better, and I was expecting more of him in the series as a whole, to be honest. But yeah, so he did give us a Calamity corner, so there's that from it. Pomelo, you know what? I can't complain about him. We're going to put him up here with can't complain. I don't think he deserved better necessarily because he got to see Young Chong as a hero. We don't really get to see a lot of him after everything is said and done, but I think that he was a great character to have in the series. I can't complain about him too much. Now, his sister, I think his sister deserved better. I think his sister and obviously Chow, where's he at? I think they both deserved better because, I mean, Chow gets killed. He gets killed and he was just trying to, you know, I don't think Chow had any idea about what his father was doing and the shady stuff his father might have been involved in. And to be fair, after he dies is when his dad really goes off the deep end. So I don't think he had any clue. And if he had lived, maybe his dad wouldn't have gone off the deep end. We don't know. It's a big what if. You can't really answer that question. But I think he deserved better because he was genuinely trying. I kept thinking he was a secret bad guy the whole time during the arc because he's the pretty boy and he's got the corporation behind him and he's got the secret lab. So you think it's going to be like a Harry Osborn situation. And then it kind of becomes a Harry Osborn situation. So it's kind of weird. But yeah, you kind of have Harry Osborn and Mary Jane here. They're surrogates in there with the sister and with Chow. So I really thought that it was going down a certain route and then it completely changed. And I was like, oh, we went from being Spider-Man to Star Wars very quickly in this arc. But yeah, I just felt bad for both of them. I thought they both deserved better. And at the end, the fact that she's lost her two closest friends and is all alone and the ice cream shop and everything around them has changed, I felt for her. I thought that really sucked. Not a fun time. So I guess we should talk about the Esols. If you had any question, Rock is up there as one of the top dumpster fire materials. You've all heard me rant about him the entire series, but he is the worst. Alongside Mr. Shang, he is worst of the worst. He is probably my least favorite CEO. He probably deserves the most fire and brimstone taken against him. Like, he's terrible. No. But let's talk about the Esols. I'm gonna be real with you all. Old Esol deserved better. I'm going to put him up there as deserved better. I'm going to put him towards the bottom of the pile because it was very much his own fault that he was in where he was at. Now, we don't know the whole story with his character, but he was like, I think he deserved better in the fact that I wanted more of him in the series. And also, I felt bad for him because he didn't feel like he could ever take his mask off and reveal who he was. So there was some pressure there. I felt like he was kind of cornered into this sellout position, and it is his fault for not walking away, but I feel like there was a lot of circumstances where he wanted to keep being a hero. I felt like him and Nice were similar in a way, where they both wanted to be a hero so badly, but it kind of just, everything was corrupt around them, and so they couldn't find a way to be the hero they wanted to be because of all this corruption surrounding them. But it was also kind of imprisoning them to where they couldn't escape the corruption either. So it just ate away at them slowly over time. So that sucked. That sucked for them. So y'all are going to hate me for this, but I'm sorry. Like old Esol, OG Esol, his story, he's like Batman. Love him. I want more of him. New Esol is a dumpster fire. I just can't. He's such a sellout. Like, I loved Yang Chong, and I felt sorry for Yang Chong, and I got how he got to where he was with Esol's character. I figured out and understood how he got to that point, right? But it's just everything after the Esol arc where he has all the chances to reflect and be like, hey, actually, this isn't a good thing that I'm doing. He doesn't do it. He just goes along with it and doubles down. He literally is like, oh, you're going to kill Ghostblade? You want me to do it? I'm like, why? Or he's like, oh, you need somebody taken out? I can take them out. Like, let me just keep doing it. He becomes so obsessed with just the ranking, he completely loses every sense of what it means to be a hero in reality. And I'm like, oh, that's just, it's so sad. Which leads me to Yang Chong. I like that in this character tier, they separated Yang Chong and Isol out, because I do think that Yang Chong deserved better. We're going to put him next to Isol. I do think that he deserved better. I felt bad because he is such a tragic figure. I believe that Yang Chong and New Isol are different people. I honestly separate them. And I'm glad that this character tier did as well, because I feel as if like Yang Chong died the moment that the two Isols merged. Like, he died and New Isol is just there, but New Isol is like his own entity, and I hate him. But I felt bad for Yang Chong because I was like, he had all of this potential. He was like Peter Parker-esque, had all this potential to want to do good. He had this chip on his shoulder, but he wanted to like help people, and then it just went like bad, down for his character. So sad. Loli, gonna put her up here. I like her a lot as a hero. I've always liked Loli. I've been a stan for her since the beginning. I loved her arc. I thought she was great. I like what she represents. I've talked enough about her. I really, really like her. Getting back to anybody else from the Isol arc, am I missing? I don't know who this guy with the cloth is that has these glasses, but he's gonna go in dumpster fire. He just looks evil. He just looks evil from the screen, from the thumbnail. So we're just gonna put him there out of default. Oh yeah, so Uncle Rock, both of them are garbage. They're both garbage. I like how they separated Uncle Rock like in this versus Uncle Rock there. No, they're both dumpster fire, garbage, trash can, throw him in a ditch. Yeah, the one was manipulating him from the sidelines, and then once he like went full evil villain, it just got worse. No. CGI ain't gonna change nothing. They're both dumpster fire. So let's get into Liu, because Liu and the Spotlight, this is probably the hardest one for me to sort, because I'm like, do I consider Liu and the Spotlight organization leader dumpster fire? Do I consider them dumpster fire? They're not heroes. Did they deserve better? I don't think so, because they're going along with this. So can I not complain? I don't think I can complain. I can't complain about them. The Spotlight organization guy we know nothing about, so I'm going to put him here. Or Liu in his Spotlight organization role, we know nothing much about. So I'm going to put him there because I don't really, he's not done anything except we've seen him look into DJ Shindig as he was getting injected with fear, which you could say is dumpster fire material, but I don't think it's enough evidence for me. Actions speak louder than words. I don't think it's enough evidence. And then with Liu, his biggest crime is hooking up with Mickey. That's his biggest crime. So I can't complain about them. Now, season 2, I feel like there's parts of him where he supports Queen and roots for her that I'm like, okay, but it's almost like now Zach I'm going to put in a position because I feel like we know enough about him now. But with Liu, yeah, he's working with Mickey, but he also questions Mickey, and he still is supporting Queen. I'm going to be very, very, very curious to see what they do with him in season 2, especially as the Spotlight organization leader. If this whole business with fear gets exposed and Queen finds out that her daddy has been in this role, I'm going to be curious how that's going to change her opinion of him and what he's going to do in response to that. So we're going to put him in can't complain right now, but that may very well change in season 2. We'll have to do another one of these in season 2. We're going to see how that changes. With that also, Mickey is dumpster fire. He dumpster. But you know what? I'm going to put him actually down here because he's slimy. He's self-aware that he's slimy. He knows he's a villain. He knows what he's doing. Here's the thing. I feel like the Dean and Rock and Isol and Mr. Shang we're going to talk about a little bit more later. I feel like they're very self-righteous. They think what they're doing is correct. They think what they're doing is the right path. And I'm like, Those are the worst type of people when they know that, when they think that they're correct and doing the right thing. I'm like, Mickey's self-aware he's a slime ball. He knows he's evil. He's just like embracing it. He's like he doing his Gendo pose. I kind of love to loathe him. He's my favorite out of all the CEOs because he's just so much fun to make fun of, and he knows that he's evil, so he's just a good time to hate. So I'm like, but he's still dumpster fire, 100%. Oh yeah. I feel like the Enlightener deserved better. Yeah, the Enlightener deserved better. I'm gonna put him over here. He deserved better. I feel like we did not get enough with his character. I really thought episodes 1 through 4 I thought were the whole series. So I was expecting us to follow Lin Ling on this journey and meet other heroes as he went, and we'd learn about the other heroes as the story went along. No. I was like, oh, we're going to get arcs for everyone. So the moment that we got away from Lin Ling, we got away from Enlightener, like he popped up a few other places, but I really wanted more with him. I really wanted more. So I'm hoping in season 2, now that he's a villain, that we get more to him. So that'll be interesting. But yeah, I think he deserved better. Boa! She's kind of in that weird boat like Liu too. I don't want to put her as a dumpster fire, but I also don't think she deserved better. She was kind of arrogant and everything. She kind of is dumpster fire for me, but I'm going to put her at the bottom. Like she's riding that edge of dumpster fire and can't complain. They kind of did her character dirty though. So, she didn't basically deserve better, but we're going to put on, I can't complain. We'll just do that. Yeah. I don't think she's evil enough to warrant a dumpster fire material, but at the same time, I don't know if she deserved better. So we're going to put her in can't complain. She's kind of in the same boat as Liu Jin. Kind of in the same boat there. Vortex. Now we're going to put over in dumpster fire. At the bottom of dumpster fire, because hear me out. Boa we knew was kind of infected by fear and being influenced by it. So when she fights Queen, we know that the fear is influencing her and that she's jealous, and all that. And she does come at Queen, but I felt as if we kind of knew some justification of why she's doing that. Maybe not justification, but understanding. Vortex, yeah, we know why he's jealous of little Johnny and big Johnny, but that is a kid. He basically tells the kid, he's like, I had a thing for your dad, and then he turned out to be bisexual, and I hate that. And I was like, what do you want from little Johnny and big Johnny? Why are you being this way? Why are you threatening a child? Like, stop it. Why are you attacking a village? Why are you using your powers for bad? So I'm like, no, Vortex, no. Like, what are you doing? He really just went off the deep end, and I'm like, no, dumpster fire for you. Dumpster fire for you. I'm assuming that the character here with the light coming out, I'm assuming these are the suit guys. These are the shadow organization. We're going to put them in dumpster fire as well. I'm going to assume that that's it. I don't recall any other situation in that case. Don't recall. Obviously, X is God tier. Let's just get that out of the way. Both sides. Both sides of the coin are God tier. I love them both. I love both X, his abilities, everything about him, his themes, his justification of wanting to retire. And then he's like, well, you won't let me do that, so fine. And I love like his Clark Kent persona that's kind of dorky, but it literally is Clark Kent, but I love it. I absolutely love it. I love his conversation with Ahu. Everything about episodes 23 and 24, perfection. So yeah, no, God tier, 100%. Do we put Zero in God tier? Do we put Zero in God tier? We don't know a lot about Zero, to be quite honest. We know what other people have talked about Zero, but we don't know much about him at the moment. So I'm going to put him up in God tier for now, only because we don't know much about him, but we know that people have called him a god. He's been the closest to a god, so he seems to fit right there. But again, time is going to tell whether he goes down to dumpster fire or deserved better. I don't know. I'm just putting him up. Again, this isn't a ranking of best to worst. Well, but then I said I was going to do that on them. I can't complain. We're going to put him at the top of can't complain because he has been labeled as a god, but we don't know anything about him. So we don't know if he's a dumpster fire or if he is an A+ hero. We don't know. We just know that he did kill a hero, but then he started killing more heroes. We didn't see it happen though. So we're just going to put under can't complain right now. Next season, he may move to dumpster fire. We'll just see. We'll just see. I can't complain about Miss J. No, she's up there. Can't complain about her. She's just doing her job. She's just trying to get a 401k. She's just trying. She doesn't know Mr. Shang is a megalomaniac. She doesn't know that. She's just working for her boss, trying to be a PR rep. She's just doing what she can. I don't put her in dumpster fire for that. Now, Mr. Shang, he's up there with Rock. Yeah, Mr. Shang is dumpster fire. He is the worst alongside him for different reasons. I think that Rock and Shang, for being rivals, both encompass like two sides of the abuse coin, and they're both garbage for it, and I can't stand either of them. I felt a little bad for Mr. Shang because he lost his son, and that made him spiral, but some of the things he does, I'm like, this seems like it was always there all along. This just led you to that point, but you were going to get there eventually, so I'm like, yeah, and then the whole way he treats Nice. Speaking of which, we're going to put Nice and Wreck up here under basically deserved better, because both of them basically deserved better. I wanted more Wreck. Doomed Yowie. Why you do that, Lee Howlin? Why'd you do that? Hate that. I wanted more with Wreck. I needed more with Wreck. And then you wouldn't give it to me, so whatevers. I do think it's interesting that Wreck's outfit with the crown is kind of similar to the crown that Queen has, and is kind of similar to O or Fate or whatever her name is going to be. So I'm hoping like maybe we get some backstory with Wreck or a little bit more with him, like in cameos or something in season 2. That'd be great. And then Nice is the epitome of deserved better. Like, just his entire story is horrifically tragic. And then for him to come back in episode 24 as a zombie. I like the theory that either the fans willed him to come back to life through their trust, which is insane, and that will be something to explore if that's true, or that Mr. Shang took fear and just pieced him together like a teacup and used the fear as like the glue. That's crazy too. So yeah, I don't like any of that, but Nice deserved better. We've talked so much about him. Mr. Zach is also garbage. I'm going to put him below Esol though, just because he's the sloth sin. If we're looking at the 7 deadly sins, Mr. Zach is sloth. Like, he's complicit in all that goes on around him. He works with Rock, who is utter garbage. He works with the others. He knows exactly all the corruption's going on. He has the access to social media that could change the entire game, but he actively chooses to do nothing because it would not benefit him if he did that. And I'm like, yeah, he is the very definition of the quiet corruption, where he has all of the power to make change, but decides to do none of it because it would not benefit him. And I'm like, ooh. So yeah, no, he is dumpster fire. There's a big question about Ghostblade's wife and No-No's mom of where she fits into all of this. But you know what? I'm going to put her under deserved better. I know. You would think she's dumpster fire for how I've talked about her in this series, but she's just a mom trying to protect her daughter, and she changed and Ghostblade didn't. And I feel like even though I disagree with a lot of her decisions and a lot of her actions, I don't think she deserves to have her daughter like in a coma and for her to be all alone. So yeah, I think she deserves better. I do. Now Ghostblade himself. Ghostblade is A+ hero for me, and the reason why I'm putting him up here, and you may be like, what about Esol, is because Ghostblade is making a change to his character. Now, I'm going to put him beyond Jinya. Jinya's a hero. She's a real hero. But I'm going to put him there because I do think that Ghostblade, by the end of the Ruins incident, I think he hesitated to kill Little Johnny and Big Johnny. And then by the end, I think, him leaving Mighty Glory, leaving the corrupt agency because he was like, nope. And then going on his own and then deciding to fight for No-No. Like that change that he made from that arc there and recognizing what he needed to do within the capacity of his damaged emotional state and his neurodivergency. I was like, I'm all for it. Yes, he's a murderer, but he's learning. He's learning. Whereas Esol just buckles down and doubles down on being a murderer. And I'm like, stop. So yeah, we're going to put him up there. Then we get to these other heroes. You know what? I ooh, as far as I can't complain about this guy, the guy that was with FOMO. Can't complain about him. Can't complain about this guy infected by fear, that the graffiti king. Can't complain about him. Um, can't complain about this one guy that's like a control alt delete. That's really funny. You know who deserves better? I can't complain about Ruby and Sapphire. I would love to see more of Ruby and Sapphire. They sound great, but I can't complain about them. I love that those two tiles are them. I thought they were the same tile. They're not. They're separate. That's real fun. I can't complain about any of these guys that popped up in episode 24. Now, they may move to Dumpster Fire later. Who knows? They probably won't be seen again, but I can't complain about them. They're fine. Oh, Smile deserved better. Put him up there alongside, put him up here. Smile deserved better. Do I put him in deserved better or A+ hero? I'm going to put him under deserved better, but I don't want to put him ahead of Nice because I think Nice deserved better more, but yeah, we're going to put him up there. I really like Smile. I think Smile deserved better more than Nice because he didn't even know what was going on. He didn't even know about the fear. He didn't even know about all this. He was just trying to do his job as a hero, and him and Nice were so similar. It made me so sad. I was like, oh, and like just he didn't even know what happened when he died. It was really just, I felt really bad for him. I really did. Did DJ Shindig deserve better? He kind of did too. Maybe. Well, he was X. You know, I can't complain about DJ Shindig. DJ Shindig is not Dumpster Fire. He's not an A+ hero. He was X and then fell from grace, so I can't say he deserved better. But you know what? I'm going to put him up right by 0. I can't complain about DJ Shindig. DJ Shindig! My nostalgia factor makes me like DJ Shindig way more than I should. But I just love him. I'm like, no, I love DJ Shindig too much. Put him up. I can't complain about him. I can't complain whether it was a hero or a villain. He was such a fun character. Nah, we're not going to complain about DJ Shindig. I do like Lin Ling, and I'm going to put him up here. Lin Ling, I love what he represents about everybody becoming a hero. It's very similar to Jinya. We'll put him and Jinya next to each other. Yeah. I'm putting Jinya a little ahead of him because she's a little girl. She did this way before him. But I like Lin Ling. I came into the series expecting way more of him, and we got like nothing. So he's the one character, I don't know what they're going to do with him in season 2, because he kind of doesn't fit in with anybody. Like, he kind of is all by himself. Like, all these other heroes have connections. Like, you know, Ahu and X are connected, and then you have like Queen, Little Johnny, Lowly, Lucky Cyan, Ghostblade. They're all connected. And then you have, you know, what other heroes are connected? I mean, Isolde is not connected, but I'm like, Lin Ling kind of isn't connected to anybody. So, except Nice, which is scary in itself. So I'm like, what is our boy going to do? I don't know. I'm very curious what they're going to do with Lin Ling, because he's kind of like a blank slate. Like, who's he going to chill with? Who's he going to make connections with? Is he going to connect with X? Is he going to connect with, like, who? I don't know. So then we have Lucky Cyan and Dragon Boy. Lucky Cyan is an A+ hero. She's not my favorite, but she's an A+ hero. I do in hindsight like her story more than I thought I would. In hindsight, I've softened to it a lot, but yeah, she's a good hero. I like her. And then I like Dragon Boy. I really like Dragon Boy. Is he an A+ hero? No, he's a little bastard, but I kind of love him. You know what? Does he deserve better? He deserves better than Rock. That's for damn sure. He deserves better than Rock, who's like a predator towards him. He deserves better than the pass that he got, where people were basically just kicking him because they knew he could handle it. So I'm going to say he deserves better. I think he deserves better than what the fandom gives him as well. He's a layered character, and people just write him off because he comes across arrogant. I'm going to put him up here by Moon and Calamity. I think he's up there with them. I think he deserves better. I hope he gets better in season 2. I'm going to be curious to see. Now, he may go down to Dumpster Fire in season 2. We'll see. But yeah, so my top favorite characters are obviously X. X is my favorite. I would say Ahu is my second favorite. I love him. And then Queen. And then Little Johnny and Big Johnny. They're together as a set. And then Lowly. And then Ghostblade is 6. Jinya 7. Commoner is my lucky number 8. Ooh, sorry, Lucky Cyan. and Lucky Cyan's 9, and then I would say Smile is 10. There. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with my top 10. Yes. Let's move Smile to A+. Yeah, we're going to still say that Nice deserved better, but yeah, we're going to put Smile as an A+ hero. He was a hero to the very end. So yeah, so those are my tops. Them is my faves. All right. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that character ranking tier. I'm going to be curious to hear how you think differently down below. But yeah, those are my top 10 in my order. Yep, I'm happy with that. I'll take that. I might even put Smile before Lucky Cyan, and yes. There. That's my top 10. Yep. So X, Ahu, Queen, Little Johnny, Big Johnny, Loli, Ghostblade, Smile, Jinya, Linling, and Lucky Cyan. Yep. I'm happy with that. I'll take that. Yes. Okay. So then let's talk about the arcs. So Crunchyroll has this article which labels the arcs. So there's the Linling and Nice arc, which is episode 1 through 4. The Easel arc, which is episodes 5 through 7. The Lucky Cyan arc, which is episodes 8 through 10. The Queen arc, which is 11 and 12 with her and Boa. The Loli, where she gets introduced. Ghostblade. The Johnnies. They don't have episode 20 in any of these, which the Ruins incident, I would put the Ruin incident with the Johnnies. I would put it in that arc if it were me, because then Dragon Boy goes back to the present. And then I would honestly, that's the Smile incident, episodes 21 and 22. And then I would put 23 and 24 together. I know they separate them, but I would put them together as their own arc. So, and then they have a timeline, but I might be using that article to help me reinforce my own timeline video when I make it. So yeah, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 9. We're going to say 9 arcs. 9 arcs to rank. I know that we could have 10 and have X by himself, and that would probably be more whatever, but we're just going to do 9. We're going to do that. Okay, so if I were starting, let's start from my least favorite arc to my favorite. Let's go that direction. Surprising no one. Honestly, it got really kind of close to me. Honestly, I'm going to be real with you all. My least favorite arc is the Easel arc. That's my least favorite one. And I know people are going to be like, oh, that's my favorite arc. But honestly, in hindsight, now that I've seen the whole season, let me explain to you why my bottom 2 are my bottom 2. Because the Easel arc, like, the episodes themselves are fine, and I like them a lot. I think they're really good. I think that Easel's tragic, and he's heartbreaking, and I think that the death of Chow is very, very sad. But my thing is, in the context of the entire series as a whole, yes, it starts Mr. Shang's spiral and all of that, but the fact, it's just Easel. It's the fact that his character doubles down as the rest of the series goes, and he just commits to the bit, and you want him to, like, reflect after all that happens in episodes 5 through 7. You want him to reflect, and you want to see, like, what's he thinking, and then when you find out that what's he's thinking is, I've got to become top 10 and become this, and he has no reflection on his friend's death or leaving his other friends behind or the fact that Rock is terrible or anything like that. And then you see him go down to the shrine with Zero and he doesn't question any of that. He's just so far gone. I was like, oh, okay. And so, yeah, that one's probably, I would probably go back and rewatch that one the least out of all the arcs. Now, the Lucky Cyan arc is my second least favorite, which most of you probably thought would be my least favorite. But in hindsight, now that we've seen the whole series, there is a lot to take from her arc, like with the X's origin, with the plane crash, with tying in Liu to Mickey and everything. And there's stuff that when you go back, and there's more rewatchability with her arc because there's little bits and pieces that you're like, okay, I need to know that to set up this and to do that. And then it kind of grew on me over time. I appreciated that arc a little bit more. Now, if you swapped these two arcs as your least favorite, I wouldn't blame you. If you think that Easel arc is your favorite, I wouldn't blame you. It's just for me, I think since I don't like Easel very much, that arc kind of like, it's lost its value over time for me. Whereas the Lucky Cyan arc is also, the writing is my least favorite in the Lucky Cyan arc. But I think there's some value in what you find out later on. And when you go back to the timeline, it makes it more relevant. So I'm like, okay. Sure. Or even like the stuff where you find out Nine's existence, like that makes it more relevant. Whereas the Easel arc, you get what you need to and you move on, right? It's pretty straightforward. From then I'd say the Queen arc. The Queen arc, and you could even argue the Queen arc's the least favorite because it's just, I love Queen. Can I reorganize this? Let's backtrack. No, I'm backtracking. My least favorite arc is the Queen arc because it's so short and we just get introduced to Queen and that's about it. And Boa doesn't really have much interaction. We get some with Boa, some not. Looking back now, the Queen arc is the most forgettable for me. And if it's the most forgettable, that means I'm probably not going to watch it again. So yeah, Queen arc is the bottom. Then Isol. But then now, do I want Lucky Cyan's arc to be the third least? Yeah, we'll keep it. Queen arc, Isol, Lucky Cyan. And then from there, I would probably say the Lowly episodes just because we're just getting introduced to Lowly and her character, but we hadn't gotten into Ghostblade yet. And that was pretty much it. So we're going to do Lowly's episodes. Then we're going to do Nice and Lin Ling. A fantastic start to the series to set everything up. I think the only reason I rank it so low is because we got to Moon dying and then we abandoned them the rest of the series. And then when we came back to them in episode 24, I was like, we just mentioned it for a hot second, but we're not going to dive into it. So I love Lin Ling's story and that elevates it for me. And I would go back and rewatch the first 4 episodes. Absolutely. Especially in preparation for season 2, but it just isn't as compelling compared to the other. Like once we get to episode 15 on, the series just goes up the roller coaster. So then we have the Ghostblade episodes. The Ghostblade arc is amazing. I loved Ghostblade's story. I loved it connecting back to Lowly and No. Loved DJ Shindig getting involved. That was great. Then from there, oh man, I would say the Dragon Boy episodes with the Smile incident. I'm only putting it next because it's only 2 episodes. It's so good. It's so good in terms of Smile's story and connecting to X. I loved that. And seeing Nice just completely collapse from within. But the Johnny's, that and the Ruins incident are like right up there with me towards the top because like you get to see Nice collapsing. By the Dragon Boy episodes and the Smile incident, Nice has collapsed and you already knew it was coming. Here in episodes 17 through 20, you see it all play out and like it ramps up the climax towards everybody coming together, all the heroes getting together. It's so good. All the mystery starts to line up, but there's still more questions. It's just fantastic. And then my favorite episodes are 23 and 24. 20 is my third favorite. Episode 20 is my third favorite. Honestly though, okay, here's my thing. My favorite arc is the last one with Ahu and X and tying everything together. Episode 24 is my favorite episode in the series. Episode 20 is my second favorite. And then 23 is my third favorite, in that order. I love episode 20 so much, but 24, the visuals, X and Ahu coming together, the setup for season 2, everything, the potential answers, but more questions, the other ED, all of those come together to make such a good set of episodes. So yeah, that's my arc rankings. It took me forever to get there. I'll probably regret everything I just said and change it 5 million times because I can't be decisive. So yes, but yeah, that's where we're at. So anyway, those are the arc rankings. And oh my God, we're already almost an hour into this. Okay. So Po-Tater has gotten together and given us this document that I'm going to read to you all because I'm pretty excited about it. Saying this document was made to help bridge the gap between some things that were lost in translation, like character names, and dived into some of the possible symbolism behind plants and animals associated with the characters. The names, birthdays, and zodiac signs, animals and plants and illustrations and character signatures, oh my God, are all official and have taken either the official websites or from the merch. Yes. The rest of the information are just things I found interesting or relevant for analytical reasons. We love an analytical reason. Everything I quoted has been cross-referenced, translated, sought out by yours truly for accuracy. Let us give Po-Tater the flowers that they deserve. Let us give them the grace and trust value that they deserve for getting this all together, because that's amazing. Thank you so much. Oh my God. That being said, I'm not Chinese. There could be inaccuracies, but I did my best, Po-Tater. I would give you all the spuds. All the spuds for your service. So yeah, we got 12 more pages here. Let's get into this. X. Look at this. Look at the little, I love the graffiti. Oh, the black and white rabbits at both of his personas. And look at the can and they're like, oh, this is so good. Oh my God. And the signature is just X. Oh my God. Ah! Okay. X, quite fitting since X is a variable or placeholder, much like the hero title. Of course they're a Gemini. Of course they're a freaking Gemini. Yes, please. And the black and white rabbits being the symbol. And rabbits are tied to romance in Chinese symbolism, aren't they? Yes, I believe so. Rabbits, too, is one of the most beloved signs in Chinese astrology, known for its gentleness, intelligence, and compassion. It represents peace and prosperity. The Chinese character for escape includes the character for rabbit. One of my favorite Chinese idioms is a clever rabbit has 3 burrows. It symbolizes the importance of preparation, and the rabbit fits X's magician-esque persona. Also in being prepared, like knowing. And also, 3 rabbits, 3 dimensions. Just saying. The plant is a plum blossom. The plum blossom represents resilience, perseverance, and hope. Blooming in the cold winter months, it symbolizes strength and ability to endure hardships. The plum blossom is also associated with beauty and elegance, representing the virtue of modesty. Oh, and the 5 petals are said to represent the 5 blessings: happiness and good luck, fortune and salary, longevity, joy, and wealth. Well, if that doesn't fit an OP character, I don't know what does. That's amazing. Okay, nice. And some color theory. In color theory, black and white are fundamental neutrals. Black is the absence of color, and white is the presence of all colors in the light spectrum simultaneously. Nice. I love it. It's all at once or nothing. Everything just, I like the black star behind the symbolism. Yes. Oh, this is great. This is great. This is all good. This is just I'm going to keep this around for season 2. This is just feeding everything. No, I love all of this. Amazing. Queen. Okay. Literal meaning of female queen. Look at the Pegasus. No, she needs a horse. Where's her horse in season 2? I want her to have a Pegasus in season 2. Give her a damn flying horse. Make it My Little Pony. Get on this, Lee Howlin. Where's her horse? If Ahu can hang out with X, where's her freaking horse? Come on now, Mickey. Let's go. Oh, she's a freaking Libra. I'm a fucking Libra. Like, of course she's a Libra. The balance, everything. So she's 27. God, how old is Liu then? Probably is almost his 50s. Interesting. Real name is Liu Yue, which literally means killing universe alone. That's a terrifying name meaning. Oh my God. Okay. Well, that's not foreshadowy at all. Animal. I love her signature with the little heart as a crown. Stop. So the animal's the white horse. Horses are among the most important animals in ancient Chinese culture and mythology. They've been present from the very beginning of Chinese culture, both on a mythological and symbolic level. They represent speed, perseverance, imagination, and symbolize pure male strength, or yang. In Queen's bio, it mentions she enjoys horseback riding. Well, I kind of love that she has this yang energy, because I have a feeling that Cyan's going to have yin energy, so adjust your goggles, ladies, gentlemen, thems. The plant is the yellow iris. In China, the iris is a symbol of spring, vitality, and change. Well, she does want to change things. Due to the large, delicate petals that resemble butterfly wings, Chinese people sometimes refer to the iris as a butterfly. In ancient China, people believed that placing irises around a door or inside a home would keep negative energy away. To this day, people still view the iris as a protector and positive influence. Yellow is a royal color. It symbolizes imperiality, the power of the throne, and prosperity. It's a color that corresponds to Earth, and it was reserved for the emperor. Yellow is the color of late summer and symbolizes empathy, warmth, and good faith. All of this fits them so well. It's perfect. Yes. So good. Okay, Dragon Boy. Oh, look at him. With the hyenas. Oh, that's kind of cool. Love that. Love that. Dragon Boy. So it means bridge dragon. So he's 23. Okay. He's an Aquarius. Oh, wow. That makes sense. My best friend's an Aquarius. Okay. Can get that. Animal's hyena. Oh, can we make Rock Scar and then Dragon Boy hyenas? If you've seen The Lion King, can we make Rock Scar and and Dragon Boy the hyenas that get him at the end? Can we please? Honestly, if Dragon Boy was the one to take down Rock, I would be in 1,000 times support of it because that would be such good justice. So the plant is thorns. In Buddhism, the thorn symbolizes deep internal pain or suffering, sala, and that is challenging to overcome. It represents a barrier to enlightenment, which can be transcended by individuals free from thirst and sin, marking the end of suffering. Wow, so basically if Dragon Boy lets go of all of his desires, he could transcend. Interesting. Below are two fan illustrations from Shadow and one of the official ones from TBHX illustrators. In a Twitter post, they stated the reason why Dragon Boy is mostly shown naked is because the tattoos on his body serve as strong design anchors. In order to prominently display the tattoos, he's basically not given clothes to wear. The tattoos on his body correspond to the different chakra points. You can notice that along the central axis of his body, the tattoos feature circle-like patterns, and each circle corresponds to a chakra. The chakras emitted on the front are instead designed on his back. Cool! Interesting! Someone shared a theory that they think that Dragon Boy is an alien like Big Johnny because his like form there when he like becomes like an imp is sort of like the dark skin and the color like Big Johnny. And that really has made... I'm kind of in the camp that Dragon Boy is an alien like Big Johnny. I'm in the camp because they showed the pods were broken out of and people had escaped. What if Dragon Boy is like an offspring of one of the aliens and that's why he has this power? I'm just saying, I'm kind of in the camp that he's an alien. I kind of want to see if that's going to happen. And maybe Rock latches onto him because he's kind of alien, sort of like reminding him of Zero. We're going to see, but that's so freaking cool. Love that. And there's like all the different chakras. Cool. Nice. Ghostblade. Mosha. Silent Killing is his name. His real name is Wang Yi, which means the king alone. Oh, I like his little thing where it shows all these little different, the hawk and everything with him and his thing. Interesting. And the little knife being held. That's crazy. And it's like a grenade. Interesting. The phrase chinmo also means to stew in memory or to sink or wallow, and a different word pronounced the same usually means sand. In his PV, okay, well we're gonna avoid the PV stuff because we've not seen that yet. Interesting. He's a Virgo. Oh, one of my good friends is a Virgo as well. So yes, very detail oriented, very specific. He's 40. He looks pretty damn good for 40. I'm just saying, man can rock 40. I'm a few years younger than him, but he can rock it. I like his signature too. His animal is a peregrine falcon. Okay, that explains the falcon there. Cute. Plant is orange jasmine, the whisper flower. It symbolizes purity, elegance, and grace. It makes sense, and this would be Ghostblade's flower since jasmine wisp flowers are No-No's favorite. I like him in the white. Him in the white looks crazy. That's such an odd look for him with the white instead of black, but it eerily suits him with the gold. Curious. The Johnnies! Oh, I love their signature as the Johnnies. Hell yeah, sunflowers. Let's get into it. So the Johnnies are Dao Zhao Shang, which means big, little, strong. It kind of sounds like it's referring to an ability or power to grow or shrink or amplify power, but it's also a phrase that implies both the big and the small are strong, or more broadly implies that anyone can become a hero. So little Johnny is Zhao Shang, which is small, strong, and big Johnny is Da Shang, big, strong. His real name is Ah Johnny or Ah Chang. Okay. He's a Leo and he's 28. Again, 28. You know, Ghostblade is 40 and he's 28. Sure, we can ship it. It's an age gap. We can ship it. But wow, just being a Leo. Animal is a wolf. Plant. I kind of like the coyote being the animal, but wolf works too. The sunflower is a relatively newer addition to Chinese flower symbolism, representing adoration, loyalty, and vitality. Its ability to face and follow the sun inspires positive energy and optimism. I'm surprised maybe sunflowers don't grow in China. The sunflower is often given as a token of encouragement and support for someone going through a challenging time. Well, his whole family's been through a challenging time, so that makes sense. Oh, Loli's is so cute too. All their signatures are perfect. I love this. So, like Ghostblade, Loli has connections to jasmine, also No-No's favorite flower. ship it. Loli, nicknamed Lily. I don't think it's a coincidence that the Chinese word for bahi, like the Japanese word yuri, means lily, and are terms for lesbian relationships. Damn it, Lee Howland! He knows what he's doing! Okay, her animal is a tiger, and she's a Sagittarius. Okay, and she's 18. Okay. A tiger, as an ancient Chinese animal, is a symbol and emblem of dignity, ferocity, sternness, and courage, and by itself it has yin energy. Also a symbol of protection, the image of a tiger is often seen on clothing or in the home to ward off any semblance of harm or assure safekeeping. In ancient China, myths are there are 5 tigers that hold the balance of cosmic forces in place and prevent chaos from collapsing into the universe. The white tiger is the ruler of fall and the governor of metal elements. Well, she makes the suit out of metal, so that makes sense. I don't know if there's any real correlation between the two, but I found it fitting since she's working with a lot of metal components as an engineer. Oh no, I think that there's a connection. Her flower is a tulip. Cute. Although not as frequent as the lotus or chrysanthemum, tulips still make appearances in modern Chinese poetry and writings. They symbolize aspiration, transformation, and pursuit of the meaning of life. Their blooming period, occurring after the cold, harsh winter, serves as a metaphor for endurance and recovery. Well, her character needs lots of that after what happens to it in this series. Such symbolism has made tulips a fitting comparison to other traditional Chinese virtues, merging their global appeal with local cultural values. Nice! Lucky cyan! Uh-huh. Fortunate green. Uh-huh. So, here we go. The character for Qing means green, and is pronounced the same way as the character meaning pure and innocence, implying her arc may describe innocence or paradise lost, or blissful ignorance intended for a rude awakening. This also directly relates to her luck mechanics. In an interview, Li Haolin states, "We put a lot of thought into Lucky Cyan's abilities back then. As for luck itself, in previous works it's often portrayed very abstractly, usually driven by certain events. So we thought maybe if we combined her ability with her color, for example within a cloud of cyan smoke, her evasion is maxed out. Or with this spray, she can spray paint to mark off an area. Inside that area, it becomes the luckiest. This also includes her weapons, like green arrows, which are pretty much guaranteed to hit their target." Okay, fine. I'll let you have your fun. So she's 21. She's an Aries. Ooh, interesting, an Aries. I feel she'd be more brash for being an Aries, but her animal is a deer. The Chinese character for deer is associated with positive meaning because its sound resembles the term referred to salary paid to the government officials in China. Traditionally, whoever held a government job was usually paid well, hence the meaning of Lu, and Lu is extended to represent wealth and prosperity. Additionally, the deer is one of the animals often featured in Chinese paintings because of its positive connotation and grace. In ancient China, her plant is lucky clover. The clover was considered a symbol of prosperity and peace, often associated with the balance of nature and harmony. You know, they had Lo Li with the yin energy and Queen with the yang energy. Maybe if Cyan doesn't end up with Queen, they're going to have Lo Li, you know, since No-No's not around anymore. Maybe something will happen there. Who knows? Ahoo! His name literally means tiger. Look at his little circus theme. He doesn't need an animal. He is a dog. So his birthday, hey, he's a Taurus. Yes. He's 13. Oh, my dude. No. 13, baby. He's about to be in his geriatric years. Oh, don't you dare. Li Haolin. I know he's a geriatric dog. He's 13 years old, so he's starting to enter in his older years. If you kill off this dog on X's watch, I will come for you. I will find you. Don't you do this to him. Don't you do this to Ahu. Usually dogs live to like 15 to 18 years. Don't you do this. Don't you do a time skip and he ain't there. Don't you be doing this. Don't you be doing this. Oh my God. Okay, he's a Taurus. I'm a Taurus. We can share that. Uh-huh. Yeah, his plant has a cattail. In many Asian cultures, the cat's tail plant has become associated with patience and perseverance. Its unique ability to thrive in various conditions serves as a metaphor for persistence and calm endurance. Cattail pollen is extremely versatile and often used to dissolve blood clots and stop bleeding. It's commonly used for postpartum and period pain and internal bleeding. Never heard of such things, but Li Haolin, don't be getting any ideas. Oh, wow. Here we go with Isol. Interesting. Okay. Essentially, soul electric. It means a spark of the human soul. Basically, his name is trying to get something profoundly fundamental about the human condition. Yangchang means poplar purifying. This tree, poplar, is precious as a forest resource unique to Jiangxing's desert areas and exhibits remarkable resilience, thriving in cold, arid, and saline alkali environments. For centuries, these trees have played a crucial role as environmental guardians, combating winds and preventing soil erosion, earning them the title the guardians of the desert. People in Xinjiang admire the tree for its enduring vitality, inheriting and passing down the spirit of resilience through harsh elements. The Ode to the White Poplar is a prose written by modern writer Ma Dun in 1941. The essay uses the white poplar trees on the Loess Plateau in northwest China, which are described as towering into the sky, unyielding, and resisting the northwest wind, to symbolize the resilient and hardworking peasants of northern China. Its praises the simplicity, strength, and striving spirit for the struggle for national liberation, while simultaneously satirizing those who look down upon the common people and are stubbornly retrogressive. This is very interesting, considering how his character ends up in all of this. I'll be curious what they do with Isol in the second season based on all of this, because it feels like it's foreshadowing stuff that he could be doing in season 2, so that's interesting. His birthday is November 11th. He's a Scorpio, which Scorpios are usually compatible with Taurus, so maybe him and Ahu teaming up. That would be the most unlikely team up in the history of anything, but we can hope. His animal is a black leopard. In ancient China, the blue hydrangea, which is his flower, was a symbol of protection and blessing. For others, blue hydrangeas symbolize apology and regrets. Well, that fits his character. His English name is Jiaqing, which means summer clear weather. Or no, that's Jiaqing. So that's Jiaqing is associated with summer and clear skies, unlike the Stormbringer Isol. Wow. Okay. Well, that is really sad considering her relationship with him. So that's sad. No. Nice. Oh, even the signature is perfect and has like an infinity logo in it. His animal is a white cat with blue eyes. Oh, like Lu Guang. Li Haolin, stop it. For nice, which is pronounced nicey, the term wu nai is using the same first character to mean to have no choice. While si means this, with the connotation of presence and time. The subcharacters of nai that compose the full character are big and show, and the word nai itself means a man of spirit, more broadly a role model that's used to put up with, endure, and bear with suffering. Oh my gosh. Oh, he's a Cancer. Okay. July 11th, age 25. Wow. Dandelion. The dandelion becoming like the big puff and then go poof. Oh my God. Okay. In China, dandelions are a symbol of determination, luck, and will with how they're able to grow anywhere. They're also used in traditional medicine and contain many health benefits. The symbolism behind the dandelions vary across cultures. These resilient flowers have enchanted people for centuries with their symbolic representations of hope, perseverance, and transformation. Dandelions also have made their mark in literature, symbolizing innocence, childhood memories, and the passage of time. Authors have used these flowers as a metaphor for life's fleeting nature, urging readers to appreciate the beauty in every moment. They're also weeds in the U.S., and we're like spraying them, get away, because they populate everywhere. Wow. Okay. Well, that is the perfect flower for nice. All this is kind of crazy. What's our last one? Lin Ling, the commoner, wrote in the most common font of all. Oh my God. Okay. Average person. Lin Ling means forest rising. Ooh. In Chinese culture, the Wulin is the martial forest, which refers to a crowd of famous competing fighting warriors in a large community, and is also a way to refer to the struggles of the common masses who are trying to make it into life. In this way, the name is a nod to his destiny of rising from common folk to become a hero. Additionally, the word Ling Ru means humiliation, and Ling Kong means to approach the sky or tower. So basically, his name is a brilliant encapsulation of how he is a common man from the forest of people who struggle with humiliation in life, only to soar above the top ranks and approach the hero tower. Nice. Ooh. Okay. Let's talk about this for a hot second. So he's a Gemini. His birthday's in May. He's a May Gemini. X is a June Gemini. So there's a connection between him and X as they are both Geminis. like two faces, two sides of a coin, which kind of Lin Ling is perfect for because he's a commoner and a hero. And then X looks common but is also a hero. But so there's a connection between Lin Ling and X, but then there's also a connection between Lin Ling and Nice because his animal is the black cat and Nice's is the white cat. Love this. Love his little thing too. Chamomile. Chamomile is his flower and teaches the patience by example. Trodden underfoot, it grows back stronger. Brewed in a cup, it gently dispels our troubles. It has inspired healers to care for others, artists to find beauty in simplicity, and poets to find hope in hardship. The chamomile is indeed more than a tea ingredient. It is a symbol of timeless comfort and resilience. A tiny flower with a mighty cultural footprint. These are all great. These are all amazing. These are all things I'm going to be holding on to until we get to season 2 because these are all fantastic. And if you are somebody that's into like astrology, you're like, oh, hell yeah. So, okay, cool. So moon. Oh, wow. Jia Yu Qing, a term of endearment. Oh, wow. Bai Yu Yun, or white moonlight, refers to a person one places hopes on but cannot possess, symbolizing pure, beautiful, and unattainable love, often metaphorically representing an unforgettable first love or an ideal romance in one's heart. In psychology, white moonlight can be seen as an idealized projection, an internal longing for something beautiful. Oh, that's just good. So Sun and Moon, both Nice and Lin Ling are the sons to Moon's moon. The top 11 heroes have a symbol associated with them that can be seen in various illustrations and merchandise. Nice and Lin Ling both have a sun as their symbol, but Lin Ling's is an inverted version of Nice's. That's crazy! Nice! Cool. Nice, literally. Wow, the rest are symbols. So you have X, which is like the cola, Queen, which is very balanced, Dragon Boy, which is like the symbols, Ghost Blade, the Johnnies, Loli, Lucky Cyan, Ahu, and then E-Soul. That's crazy. Again, like Nice and Lin Ling being inverted and being the sons to Lin Ling to Moon's moon. That's so good. That's so good. Okay. I'm going to take a really quick break and then we're going to come back and we have this freaking huge playlist to get through, y'all, and I cannot wait. Okay, so I've had lunch, I'm back, and I'm ready to go with this playlist. So this playlist has been made by YouTuber Dill. I'm going to include a link to it in the description down below. I debated on what I wanted to do with this, but I kind of wanted to have I wanted to show the audio with my reaction and everything. So I was like, what do I do? So there will be a link down below to the actual reaction because I don't think there's any way, even if I took the audio off, I think that it would flag the videos themselves. So what I'm going to be doing is doing a link down below that is going to be to everything that is in this playlist. So the majority of what's going to come next is in the link down below. You can go check that out and hopefully you enjoy it. But yes, and then we will come back at the very end and kind of talk about everything as a whole as we get into the end of this segment for TBHX. But yeah, I thought about it. I'm like, well, I could just listen to it without the audio and do that. But then I'm like, no, they'll probably flag the video and then I don't want to take out the video. This is just the easiest way to do it. So I had to do that with the link click reactions earlier on the extras for those. So I don't trust Billy or the other series. So anyway, I've got my tea now and I'm ready to watch these PVs and other things. So I just want to show you all what is going to be in this before we get down to business. So you can see what is going to be in the link down below and you can follow along with me. So here in 3, 2, 1, you can see in this list here, this playlist by Dill, there's 23 videos. There's only 74 views. Hopefully that will jump up after this video gets posted. But there is a 6-minute PV, I guess, of the whole thing from 2022 to 2023. Wild. Getting it before, like in the conceptualized phases, that's exciting. Then there is one for... It looks like a character concept for Nice. Looks like a couple Nice videos. Looks like some for E-Soul. Looks like some for Lucky Cyan. Some for Queen. Some for Loli. Looks like some for Ghostblade. Some for Little Johnny. Some for Dragon Boy. Some from Ahu, that giant One of Ahu with the abs is concerning. And then there's some more for X. And then we have, with Small Computer, it also pointed this out, there are some translation errors. So we're going to look at those. And then there is this 33-minute long thing of theme songs. And I'm like, oh, y'all want me to react to music. And I enjoy it. But honestly, music reactions are, to be honest with y'all, they're some of my least favorite things to do because I'm just not a music person. I'm like, what do I say? The lyrics are great. But I am excited to see like what their songs sound like. So that's good. So that'll be interesting. I'm always afraid I have nothing to contribute to the conversation. I'm just like, that was fun. And then that's all I can say. So it was like, But anyway, we'll get into that. So with that being said, oh my gosh, this is going to be daunting but exciting. I'm glad to see these PVs finally, to see what y'all have been talking about. So anyway, we're gonna start. Let's go ahead and pull up that first video. Okay, realizing that just went to an advertisement as soon as I clicked on it. There will probably be ads sprinkled throughout these. I will edit them out so you all will hopefully not see them. So anyway, but yeah, let's get started, shall we? So we're gonna look at these PVs finally. I do reserve the right in the video link down below to stop and talk about them after each one. So that's gonna probably be a thing. This is gonna be a long video. But anyway, we're gonna get this started here in 3, 2, 1, and let's go. Oh, well, this is going to be a long ass video. So I hope you all, had some time reserved to watch all of this because that was crazy. That was a lot. It's okay. Pause that. Oh, so, okay. I thought about it. My favorite song, I think, is Little Johnny's. I think Little Johnny's okay, a couple notes. If you didn't click the link down below, go do that. But Little Johnny's song is my favorite. Lyrically and musically, it's so somber and perfect, and it's such a clash with his personality. It makes you think about his character more. But then X's song is my second favorite. It's just hype. It's just pure hype. It's like, if you're gonna go style over substance, go for X's theme song. If you're gonna go for substance over style, then you go for Little Johnny's. That's where I'm at. And then the rest of them were all really good, you know? For me not being usually somebody that like is down gung-ho to listen to all the character songs, these are probably some of my favorite. These are the favorites I've listened to so far out of any series that I've watched on the channel. It's just, TBHX is so freaking good. And let me just say, I now, having watched everything in the link down below, I am rethinking my arcs. I think that Isol's arc kind of gets elevated by the PV. It does. It gets elevated. So I would say it does go Queen, Lucky Cyan, and then Isol from there. It's, God, that PV is my favorite. The Isol PV is adding so much. I am an OG Isol stan. I need to know more about him and Zero. I need that in season 2. If they're going to explain Zero in season 2, you know they're going to go back to OG Isol. My prediction is, and these are just my headcanon predictions, if we're going to talk about predictions for season 2, now that we're reaching the end of this video, if we're talking about predictions for season 2, I have like a top list of things that I want. I want OG Isol and Zero backstory, and I think with current Isol being like really involved in the plot, especially with what's going on with Rock and Mr. Shang in this tournament, I think that it will come up. I'm hopeful for that. I want to know who frickin' O is. Is she Fate? Is she Oracle? What is she doing? Is she a bad guy? What's her whole deal? Want to know about her. I want to know about Zombie Nice. What is going on there and what is Lin Ling's reaction to all of that? Will we get more with Rek? That would be great. I want more with Queen. Queen has to take front and center stage. I want to know more about her, freaking Liu Jin and Mickey, all that jazz. I need more with that. I also want X and Ahu. I want them teaming up. I want more with X's backstory. I want his connection to Zero if there's any. I need those top 5 things. If those things are done in season 2, I will be a happy camper, especially more with Lin Ling and Queen, since we didn't get as much with them in this season. I want more with them. I want more with Zero and OG Isol. I would even settle with new Isol getting more like screen time if it gives him more character development. And then Dragon Boy, I need more with him. I basically need season 2 Lee Howlin. Look, I know you're doing Link Click season 3, which I'm about to watch, as it were, but which I'm getting started watching on the channel over again. So I know you've been busy with that, but when you get done with Link Click, I need you to start working on To Be Hero season 2, TBHX season 2, because I need that back in my life. Honestly, this series is great. The Lucky Cyan arc is the only part where my attention kind of dipped a little bit, but then once we got into Queen, it was right back up again. And I ended up really, really, really enjoying this season. It's got me super hyped for what's to come. All of these extras added so much. So thank you, Po-Tater. Thank you with Small Screen Computer. Thank you to everybody who has offered advice, suggestions. Thank you, BeHappy, for moderating and help getting all that together. Thank you all so much for letting me watch this. This has just made my hype for the show just expanded. And now we can talk about it in the Discord. We can talk about all the things with To Be Hero X in the Discord and theorizing and everything. It's gonna be so much fun. I'm gonna be keeping up. As soon as people find out information on when season 2 is coming out, y'all best let me know, because I need to be organized and prepared. So with that being said, I know this was a huge video. If you watch it over multiple weeks, feel free to, but let me know your thoughts down below. And please help support Lee Howlin's other creation, Link Click, as I am watching it on my channel right now, season 3. I have the other seasons already reacted to and discussed if you want to go check those out. But please make sure to give a like to this video, subscribe if you want to watch my videos with me, and check out the series that I'm watching. And thank you all so much for your support on Patreon. Y'all are real ones. I super appreciate it. And To Be Hero X has been so much fun. It's been almost a year's worth of watching. Well, it has been a good long chunk of watching, and it's been like half a year, and it's been fun. And now I'm excited for season 2 whenever it comes out. So with that being said, I hope y'all have a wonderful week. Please stay safe. Take care. I got a hell of a lot of editing to do, and I'm going to get to that and then be back very soon with more reactions. And I'll see you then. Bye.